Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we will together solve the daily LeetCode problem. So for our today problem, I think that the problem is related to the monotonic stack, and this is my I like this data structure, and however, like that is hard for us to find the intuitions. Even me, like I also it cost me one submission. So let's go together and then explore how it works. Firstly, let's say that we have an array. For example, we have 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, and here like we have 2, 2, and 3, for example. So it means that like I strongly recommend that like whenever you see the topic related to the monotonic stack, and then somehow like you should visualize it. For example, in here we have a 1. We have 3, right? Okay, so we have 2, we have the 2, we have 1, we have 2, we have 2 again, and then we have 3. Okay, so it means that in here, like in one operations, you can choose one of the subarray and then set the minimum number of that subarray to 0. I mean all of them. For example, like this one is the 1. This one also have the value of 1, and then so you can set all of these ones to zeros, and then so let's see that in here we can have 3, 2, 2, and then one empty element here. We have 2 again, 2 again, and then we have 3. Okay, so if we notice in here, we have very nice intuitions. For example, like in here after one operation, if you consider this one as an island, and this is it will create two separated islands, right? So it means that like somehow however, like in here, so it means that like between any kind of 2, 3 values, and then if we just have one value in between which is smaller, and any kind of the value which is smaller than the 3, and then eventually it will create a space between that two value of 3s, right? So how can we come up with strategies to solve the problem from here? So we can see that in here it will take us to operation. Okay, so it means that how can we I mean like with this one, and so in here like okay, so here let's say that firstly we can see the value of 3, right? Okay, next we see the value of 2, and then so what is the things we come up with? So in here you can see that regardless of the future, right? And then like if there is a number of 2 next to the 3, I mean like it will be the neighbor on the right. And then so if this one it is appeared, and then somehow like this 1, 3 will be separated from the future 3 value eventually. They cannot group together. To become one subarray because of this one. Okay, so it means that like for now we just need to count we just need to check that where the between two values, and then there is a value smaller than that. Okay, so that is the strategy. So I mean that this one we are considering the number which is on the right of the number. Let's say that this one is the I plus 1 and this one is the I. So we just need to find the relation between these two things. Okay, so we have already found the relations that what if the future value, I mean the next one, which is like smaller than the current one. So it means that like what if we found it here, and then so we just need to clear the buffer or the stack, right? So however, like what if the num of the I, which is greater that is smaller than the num of the I plus 1, right? That is smaller. For example, like we have 1 here, right? So what does this mean? This means that we always can group these two things together. and then like the future value if the one in here happen, and then we always combine all of them together to become one sub-array, and then we can delete all of them or replace all of them with a value of 0 in the future. Okay, so that is the logic, and then how it works. Yeah, the trick in here is that like, okay, so with this logic, and then we will go together, then solve it step by step. Let's say that we see the 1, right? And then next one we see the 3. Okay, this one is fine because the num of I is smaller than num I plus 1. Okay, so what if I receive 2 here? Okay, I need to remove this one. I need to remove this one. Yeah, so I need to remove this one to clear the stack, and then like until we found some kind of the number which is smaller than the 2, and in here we have the 1, right? So this one will become 1, and then we have 2 replace, right? And then we have mid 2 again. It is fine because they can group together. Okay, we mid 1. Okay, mid 1. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that we will clear all of the numbers greater than 1, and then this one will go to the 1 and the 1, right? So you see that in here. Okay, so we have 2, so we have 2 and we have 3. So you can see that this one is the increasing monotonic stack, right? Okay, so how can we do that? So firstly, we start from 1, right? Because stack is empty, it means that it will cost us 1 operation. So the count in here, that would be equal to 1. Okay, so for now we have another 3, right? So what does this mean? This means what happened to these 3? It means that like in the second operation, it will also cost us 1 operation to replace these 3 to become 0, right? So this means that the count will be equal to the 1 plus 1, that is the 2, right? Okay, so what if 2 happen? So it means that like it will separate these 3 with the future value of 3, right? So it means that like okay, so it means we firstly clear the buffer, and then until we meet the value which is smaller than the 2, and so yeah, that is the stack, sorry. So here that is the 1, right? So that is the 2. Okay, so for now we can see that the next value is smaller than that, so we can maybe in the future we can combine them together to become a single sub-array. So this is fine, right? However, like because of this 2 that is greater than 1, so in the future this 2 also costs us 1, right? So that would be 3. Okay, so how about the 2, right? We do nothing because like we can choose all of them together, these 1, and then like it will cost us only 1 single operation. Okay, what if we receive the 1 again? Okay, 1 again. Okay, so yeah, so here like the 1 happens, and then somehow like we will clear the buffer until we meet 1 and 1. Okay, so it means that like this 1 is equal to the previous one, so we will keep the same 3 here. And then so here when we receive the 2, right? Okay, so it means that it will cost us 1 more operation. So the count in here will be increased by 1, right? And then so that would be 4. And then okay, we receive the 2 again. Nothing happened because they are equal. It means that they can be selected with the single operation. And then we receive 3. Okay, so here we will, that would be 5, right? Okay, so I think that you can validate my approach. And then like how can we program it? Yeah, just I think the code is not too long. Yeah, so firstly we initialize the stack, and then after that we define the count which is equal to 0, and then we will go from the left to the right, right? And then so we will clear, I mean like if the stack is not empty and the last element of the stack which is greater than the num, I mean yeah, So it means what should we do? So we just like pop all of them until we will see the element, which is like, yeah, and then special case is from here. If num is 0, it means that like it create the separated islands, and then so here like we just continue. And then like if there's not the stack, it means that in here like if the stack is empty, and then it will cause us one operation, right? Or the top of the stack, I mean the last element of the stack, will smaller than the num. And then like we should increase the count, and then we will append that one to our current stack, and then so here we just need to return the count. Okay, so I think that in here that is, yeah, the code is pretty easy. However, like for, I mean, in terms of the implementation, it is easy, but it is not easy to find the intuition in here. So this one is still cost me like 1 hour to think about the solution. It is not easy to recognize that. So you can see that in here, I think most of the hints, they are terrible. Yeah, I think that's all the thing for our today problem, and thank you so much for watching my video. And if you have liked and you want to give me motivation to make more videos for you guys in the future, please give me a like or comment or subscribe. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and see you next time.